I get a lot of people that come to me through intelligent eating, and they kind of know they've got a problem, but they kind of know it's not really enough of a problem to do something about it, right? Which we see a lot of the time. So on that kind of readiness to change scale, sort of stuff that Doug Lyle talks about, we're like, okay, they know they can get away with it for another 5 years before anything really is going to happen. How do we get into these people that if we can do some early intervention, it's going to stop some really big problems later on? That's the bit I struggle to get across. It's almost like crossing that chasm, you know? And if I go in with, hey, try a vegan diet, it's like vegan diet, whoa, that's like, you know, what is this? You know, it's like a huge change. Mm-hmm. How have you found success with people at early intervention and avoiding that word vegan, quite honestly? Because I think it's still quite a word that is quite strong in many people's belief systems, and particularly for you, from where you came from, your background.
Sure.
You know, if somebody had come to you 30, 40 years ago and said, try a vegan diet, you might have, what is it? All right. What's your thoughts on that?
It's a great question, and it's not unique really to just diet. We see this with smokers. So many people will smoke. When I was younger, I smoked.
Yeah.
Because we thought, well, I know it's dangerous, but how much can I get away with it? I know I got to stop sooner or later, but I don't need to stop now.
Right.
Or all kinds of things that people do. They'll figure out, I'm getting pleasure from it, but how much can I get away with before I have to change? And that's certainly true with diet, and probably even more so because you have to eat. And it's just a question of which choices are you making, and let's face it, people are dangling unhealthy foods in front of you all the time. So people are in some ways more reluctant to change. So I think step one is people need the facts. They need to understand how these things work. Because if a person has diabetes and they don't have access to knowing that it could go away if they change their diet, and that the answer to it isn't avoiding bread or some of these goofy things that they've heard. A little education goes a long ways toward helping somebody. There are many people who may want to lose weight, and they imagine that, well, I have to avoid this or avoid that. They've never tried a completely plant-based diet to see how that works. So education, I think, is number one. Number two, our culture is a huge determinant of this. By culture, I just mean your family or the people that are around you. And if they are affected by this and want to change with you too, that makes it dramatically easier. So we have a primary care clinic. People who come in with whatever their problem may be, we talk to them about the facts. We involve their spouse or their kids or their partner or their parents or whoever it may be. We also offer classes, and so sometimes it's very diffuse. We're not telling an individual what to do, but we're addressing them as a group where they're a little bit more anonymous. By the end of about 60 minutes, they think, darn, I want to try this, and they get pumped up and they really like it.